Hello, and welcome to this overnight taste challenge. Daylight has not arrived, dawn has not arrived. I have two Kentucky straight bourbon whiskeys. I always say that. Two Kentucky dry whiskeys, mine's on bourbon. You think Kentucky, you think bourbon, right? So, but anyway, this is Ezra Brooks straight rye whiskey, charred American oak, which is the law. So all straight rye whiskey has to be in charred American oak barrels. There's really no option there. There is no option there. It's 90 proof. There's a write-up on either side, and it's aged only 2 years. This was introduced in 2017, but it was discontinued 3 years ago and replaced by a newer version of Ezra Brooks Rye, which is 99 proof now and age longer. Maybe age longer, but 99 proof. But they still have but they still have the website listing, I guess, because they got a lot of stocks of it remaining and give people information on it. Here's Jim Beam Rye, or maybe they just didn't bother to take it down. This is Jim Beam Rye. Stop scratching up the chair. Ow, 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 ow. Introduced in 2024, replacing the Jim Beam Rye pre-prohibition style, which was inexplicably deleted and replaced with this one, which may be the old Jim Beam Rye from 1938 to 2015. It could be, I don't know. It seems to be, but I'm not going to say that definitively without good information. Trying to get it to focus. Let's see if it'll focus. I think it will. Maybe it won't. Yeah, it did it. There you go, famous Jim Beam bottle. This got the white cap, although the web shows a picture with the green cap, green top. So I don't know, but they also show the white. So I guess they have it interchangeably. This was $13.49 at Total Wine and More. Can't find too many straight rye whiskeys that cheap. In fact, it is the cheapest one they have in the whole store. But I've known it in this town, but I never saw the old one in this town either. Rye whiskey around where I live is kind of a outlier. Here's Ezra Brooks Rye. Got to moisturize the cork. I noticed that the cork was sort of dry rotting, and it's subject to break. These corks deteriorate. I found this, and I can see pieces of it there in the bottleneck. So corks are nice, but sometimes they're not so nice. Nearly perfect pour, but not quite. Ezra Brooks. Okay, let me think. I bought this for $9. They had it in a store in Belle Chase, Louisiana, on Louisiana Highway 23. That's the one that runs from New Orleans all the way to the end of the road. Like, you can't go any further because it's the Gulf of Mexico at the end. So it just stops. Yeah, they're both amp. One might be slightly darker, but it's nothing to worry about. I'll show websites. So I found it in there, and it was all dirty, and the label was peeling off. I had to clean it and reattach the label, make it look presentable, which I did. And I asked the man, I was like, "What's the price on this?" I didn't even have a price tag. It was just on the shelf by itself, and he knew it was the only one left. He's like, "Well, for you, my friend, $9." And I'm thinking in my head, I know it's not $9, so I paid him the money or gave him the card, whatever, and I checked online when I got home, had a chance. It was like $17 everywhere. So I got a nice little discount on it. And maybe it's around, at some stores in New Orleans, still, old bottles, but I don't know about that. Okay, here's the website, and then we'll do the tasting. I think the mouse is going out. I got to get a new battery. Bad time for this to happen. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to change the battery. I think it's losing it. Ezra Brooks Straight Rye Whiskey. 90 proof. It's 51% rye, the minimum. Can't go just be a blended whiskey. 45% corn. I mean, it is a blended whiskey, but it's a blended whiskey that's predominant rye. 45% corn, 4% malted barley, and 100% genuine. All right. And it's a real shooter, if you know what I mean. Okay. And they're produced, because if you click here on their whiskeys, it takes you to their updated section. And you see they got, you know, age. I don't feel like doing the age gate. They got a 99 proof rye. Come over here. What do you want? Oh, she wants. It's not the time. There's the green cap. You see, green cap. And bold tape. And this is, they're limited. It says limited and more. It's probably why I can't see it. I don't see it. It's just a limited edition. Bold taste, spicy flavor, classic. Our old school Jim Beam Rye recipe. Old school rye recipe is marked by warm notes. Now, they didn't say it's the original recipe. It's just like an old type. And it says family recipe on the bottle, but I don't know what that really means, because the pre-prohibition stuff, which was probably the same mash bill. It's just the pre-prohibition was 90 proof and this one's 80. And neither one of them had an age statement. So I think they didn't do anything but come out with an updated label and drop it to 80 proof. I'm really thinking that's what happened. What? You want to go out? I hope so. And then she'll want to come back in. Real aggravating, you know. Okay, I'll mix them up. Doesn't have a whole lot of aroma, but I don't recall the Jim Beam Rye and the other ones having much aroma. You get a little rye mintiness, but it's not a whole lot happening. Nothing. It's kind of weird off flavor, off aroma. Maybe because of that cork situation. I don't know. Doesn't smell bad, just I don't know what she's doing in there, but I hear a sound. I don't like it. Let me check, because I'm worried she's messing with something. It tastes like rye, you know, spice, mint, little corn, popcorn. I want to know what you're messing with. Oh, okay, no problem. Just mess around with my coat and my shoes. She can't really damage those. Okay, I kept hearing that tapping, and I got to make sure she's not messing with something dangerous or valuable. Okay. This seems higher proof. I think that's the only big difference. Well, we know The Jim Beam Rye is aged at least 4 years because it has no age statement. Any whiskey that doesn't have an age statement must be at least 4 years old. You do not have to put an age statement on a whiskey. But if you don't, then it has to be at least a 4-year-old. So we know it's at least 4, probably not much longer, age much longer than that, if any. And Ezra Brooks is 2. It says it on the bottle. I think the higher proof will give it away. These are both inexpensive rye whiskeys. They come in at under $20. Don't expect to find it for $9. I found it for $9 because the guy had one bottle left. He was trying to get rid of it. But this one you could find it for $13.49 because Total Wine and More has it listed for that. I don't think Walmart carries it anywhere in America. I could look because they only show your store. That's right. Let me see. It won't feed you to other stores. What Total Wine will do, Total Wine and More will say, well, we don't have it here, but we have it this close. But I'll check just for the heck. Ezra Brooks Rye. I know it's not going to come up. Oh, they do have it, but it's the 99 proof. Yes, and it's a huge handle bottle. And it's $46.98. The big glass bottle. Big. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Why would they have the old one? It's discontinued anyway. Okay, but they do have it. They do have the 99 proof rye if I want to get it. And I will need some more ryes coming up. So flavor, about the same. They're about the same. I mean, all of these rye whiskeys I've been trying from Kentucky. I've only done Kentucky so far. They're not. To sit there and say, oh, and this one is great, and this one is no good, and this one is this, and this one is that. I'm saying, no, they're all like the same, more or less. So that means shop price, right? Which means Jim Beam wins because the cheapest price. It's like literally the cheapest price anywhere, $13.49. We're not going out yet. It's no better than any of the other ryes, but it's certainly not worse. No. Now you say you might be bothered by 80 proof. Say, oh, I don't like 80 proof. It's too weak. I need at least 90. That's fair. That's fair. You may as well buy what you prefer, right? But you're not going to get it for $13.49. I think the only difference here is going to be the proof. So one more taste. I'm just tasting. I wouldn't drink whiskey at 5:53 in the morning. I'm not crazy. I'm just tasting. Yeah, it tastes 80 proof. If you want to say weak, okay, weak. 80 proof. That's the minimum level allowed. Can't go lower than 80 or 40% alcohol. Can't go lower. But you could sell it lower. You just have to call it Jim Beam Rye distillate product or something like that. Couldn't use the word whiskey. But then nobody would buy it anyway, so why would you do that? Okay, yeah, it's fine. A little on the weak side, which is what I like. This is me talking personal preference. 80 proof is what I like. Some people might laugh, say, you're weak. You're weak. Oh, I don't care. You say that, okay, I'm weak. I just prefer the 80 proof. Yeah, you can taste it stronger. Yeah, 10% stronger or 90. Not better, just stronger. I like it. It's a winner. They're both winners. They're both in the A range. Either way you go, you get an A. A, most excellent product made by companies that's been distilling for a long time. So they know what they're doing. They're not going to put out trash. Others would disagree. Some people, I watch their videos and they Jim Beam, they just say monstrously bad things about it. And I'm like, I'm not getting that. In fact, I don't even know if their video is it phony or are they just being dramatic, trying to get views or something, because I'm thinking it doesn't taste anything like you're describing. It's not bad. I didn't say it was amazing, but it's certainly not bad. No way. I'm not going to get on these videos and talk about it's bad. If something's bad, yeah, I'm going to say it's bad. I've done bad beers and they're really bad. A couple of them made me sick and really sick. Okay, but anyhow, this is the Ezra Brooks, and it should have a letter C for competitor. This is the main product, letter M, name. Got it. I got it. All right, so still trying to track down Ezra Brooks Kentucky blended whiskey. Can't find that. It's a white label. I don't think they make it anymore, although they do still have the web page thing showing. You can still look it up. It gives you percentages. There's no grain neutral spirits in it. So it's a true blended whiskey, no filler. You know, American blended whiskey is allowed to have up to 80%, 80% grain neutral spirits, means they make a whiskey, but they don't age it. It's just put straight in the bottle, or they say it's stored in oak vessels. I'm thinking, well, if it's stored in oak, it's aging, right? But you know, it might only be a week. But not the same as vodka. If people tell you that, you know, American blended whiskey's brown vodka, because it's not vodka. Vodka can never touch wood. Vodka can never touch wood. When vodka touches wood, it becomes whiskey. It has to be in stainless steel. It has to be neutral to a complete neutrality, no aroma, no flavor. Read the website, government regulations. The official government regulation for vodka is it cannot have any character of flavor or aroma. So you say, well, I bought this $6 vodka. It has a little flavor to it. Yeah. Huh. So it was $6. Ideally, it should have no flavor. Now, you say, well, how come some is $50 and some is $6? Well, the $6 one might give you a very bad feeling the next day, make you very ill with a headache. I guess I've heard that. And the $50 one, it doesn't do that. I don't know. I'm not a vodka person. I don't know much about it. I know a little bit about it. But the Ezra Brooks blended whiskey is no neutral spirits. It's just a blend of corn, malted barley, and rye. Corn, malted barley, and rye. But none of them is over 50%. Okay, it's like, if I remember, it's like 45% rye, 45% corn, and 10% malted barley. You know, they're taking the same ingredients, and one of them they're making a 51% bourbon. 51% corn, so it's bourbon. Okay, over there. Then they got the blended whiskey. It's no majority grain, so then it's just blended whiskey. And then the rye, they make it 51% rye, so then it's a rye. They're all blended. My friend David was saying, you know, these bourbons are all blended. I said, they're all blended. They're all blended whiskeys. Could you make 100% corn bourbon? Well, of course you could. I don't know of any. They're probably out there. Might have an unusual flavor. It'd be very unbalanced, but maybe it would be good. I don't know. I can't comment on it because I never had it, any of those. So bourbon, which is the big thing these days, although a little bit in decline, but the big thing, they are all blended whiskeys, but they are classified as bourbon. The majority of corn in the mix and aged in new charred oak barrels. If you age it in an uncharred barrel, then it's called corn whiskey. If the corn is up to 80%, if it's just a mix, then even if it was 79%, it would be very corny, but it would not be listed as corn whiskey. It'd be listed as American blended whiskey. So you say, well, I don't have time to memorize all that. I know that, and you don't have to memorize it because it's on the website, ttb.gov. But I did memorize it from reading it a million times, seemed like, because I kept wanting to get it straight. So I use that as a reference point. It's very helpful. They even have official government designations of cocktails. They call it recognized cocktails. You say, well, what? Yeah, there's a legal way to make a Bloody Mary. Legally, a Bloody Mary must be this way. Now, is there any way to enforce that? Obviously not. A legal way to make an old fashioned. Once again, enforcement is non-existent because there's no way, would be no way to enforce that. So, but there is a, you know, in a technical sense, I guess there is a legally recognized cocktail list. They have They call it a wall banger. There's one called the Manhattan, the Sazerac, the old fashioned, and so forth. I don't know much about cocktails. I never drink cocktails. I'm not against them. There's a show on the radio in New Orleans once a week called Tales of the Cocktail, and they're all into that. They are definitely into it. That's probably why the show's been on for about 10 years or so. All right, but anyway, the winner here, I say winner is Jim Beam just by virtue of the extremely low price relative to the Ezra Brooks. But otherwise, you just say a pick 'em, whatever you want, pick 'em. Now we're leaving Kentucky because I think I covered all my Kentucky rye. I might have overlooked some, but we're going into Indiana rye. Indiana rye on an Indiana night. So Indiana rye coming in. I've got a couple of those. Off to foreign country ryes. All right, y'all take care now. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great Saturday.